So with Q2 earnings in the rearview mirror, 8% of the S&P 500 stocks as of now are hitting new quarterly highs. And as we head into the end of summer, this video is going to be dedicated to finding options on that 8% that are very, very cheap. Cheap calls that we can buy right now. So without further ado, let's get started right now. Hey everyone, Tom Gentile. Welcome to Tom's Trading Room. You know what we do here. We show you how to spot opportunities and create alternative risk trades other than simply buying and holding stocks. Now, do me a favor if you could right now. We're getting very, very close to a new milestone with our subscribers. But what I've learned is about 50% of you are not subscribers. So, hey, do me a favor, like this if you find it educational, and subscribe to our channel. If you do, you'll get videos like this as soon as they're uploaded. Okay, today I want to talk about finding cheap call options. And, you know, like I said earlier, earnings are now behind us. So what we're looking at now is we're looking at creating a scan. And I want to create a scan using tomsoptiontools.com. And this is going to be a scan on top of a scan. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm scanning simply the S&P 500 stocks that are hitting quarterly highs. What I found out is about 39 of those S&P 500 stocks are indeed hitting new fresh highs for the quarter. Many of those happen to be because of earnings. The second thing I want to look for is what we see right now happening, an outlook where we have no real news that's going to come out for at least the next 30 days. As we head into the end of summer, that is exactly what we see. The month of August tends to be seasonally bullish. And a lot of the reason why is because there's just simply no news out there. And guess what? No news is always good news for Wall Street. Finally, what I want to do is I want to do a rescan on those 39 stocks to find out if any of those have extremely cheap options. So let's go ahead and jump to the board and we can see what's going on right now. So what I see is I see 5 stocks of those 39. So we've already done our scan. We know that 39 stocks are indeed hitting new fresh highs. Of those 39 stocks, here's my top 5. Can you guess what they are? One thing I can tell you is that some of these stocks are trading over $100 a share. In fact, one's trading over $200 right now. The one column that I want to point you to is a column that's called IV percentage. Now, what we do is we take a look at stocks and we measure them, much like a weatherman will measure weather outside. And if you see the weather at, say, 0 and the weather at 100, then you see where you are right now. Let's say it's 90 degrees where you are, and your high for the year is 100. Well, you're very close to the high for that year. If we were at a level of, let's say, 10 degrees, and your coldest temperature you have on record is 0, you'd be very close to a record low. We measure options the same way. We measure the time premium in options, which expands and contracts basically through demand, of course, supply of those options as well. And we're able to determine in the course of a year whether a stock option is cheap or expensive relative to where it's been on its high side and its low side. So take a look at stock number 1, for instance. On the chart, stock number 1 shows an IV of 17.3%. That is at 0.0% of its range. Basically, it's telling me it has record low volatility for the year. Stock number 2, 1.8% off of its bottom. Stock number 3 also has 0.0% of its range. Stock 4, 0.1% of its range. And stock 5 is down at 21% of its range. So 4 of these 5 stocks are sitting extremely cheap. I'm going to give them to you in reverse right now, and we're going to start with number 5. Number 5 on the stock list is Walmart. Now, the reason Walmart is not extremely cheap is because of the 5 stocks, it has yet to report earnings. That's going to happen next week. But with its implied volatility, looking at the 90-day options on Walmart, we see that it's still in the bottom 20, 21% of its one-year range. What that basically means is that looking at it from the time that we saw it last, when it had its earnings last quarter, it's down about 20 to 30%. That means that a 90-day at-the-money option, that 90-day call option's going to cost you around $175. Number 4, Monster Beverage. We all know what Monster Beverage does, but did you know their implied volatility, that 30-day options, are trading at around 18.5? What they've done is they've ranged on this chart. This is a 6-month chart. They've ranged from as high as 44 down to 18, and they've dropped in half in just the last 2 days. Well, guess what? They announced earnings just a few days ago, so that's not a surprise to me. What is a surprise is that the 30-day option is going to cost you around $150. So what cost you $300 just a few days ago is now only costing you around $150. Number 3 on the list is automatic data processing. And ADP has 30-day options at around 15 on the volatility chart. That means 15%. Well, guess what? They were over 30%, so they've dropped by more than half in the last 10 days. That means that ADP 30-day options going to cost you around $300. Now, remember, this is a $200 stock. So for a 30-day option to cost you 3 points or $300 total for the option for the contract itself, for one contract, that's cheap by comparison to where it's been. Number 2 is Ameren, symbol is AEE. Now, Ameren doesn't have earnings for the next 87 days. They just announced a few days ago, and that's why their implied volatility, those 30 to 60-day options, are sitting around 16. Guess where they were just a few days ago? Well, a few weeks ago, we were trading at 36. So again, another option is down nearly 50% just in the last week. These 30-day options are going to cost you around $75. Our number 1 most cheap option, the cheapest call options that we can find on my list this week, is Abbott Laboratories, symbol ABT. So ABT has an implied volatility on its 30 to 60-day options right now around 18.5. That's down about 30% from where it's been in the last 2 weeks, but it's also had a yearly average, which has been near the high side. And right now, this one's sitting on fresh lows. In fact, if you take a look at the blue square on the chart beside me, you'll see where it has dropped to. Again, down about 30% in the last 2 weeks. So 30-day call options on ABT going to cost you a mere $100. And that's my top 5 heading into August. If you take a look at the summary, you'll find this, that volatility on average tends to drop after quarterly earnings come out. That's true not only on individual stocks, but on stocks as a whole. Now, as we enter the rest of summer, this is what we call the summer doldrum. There's not a lot of news that's going to come out of private companies. Therefore, no news is good news for Wall Street. And finally, when options volatility is cheap, it's typically inverse to price. That means as prices are rising, vol is dropping. And that is definitely true for the 5 stocks we looked at today. Not only on its price, but also on its option premium. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Also, if you are not a subscriber, subscribing to our videos allows you to get them on a timely basis. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.